Alrighty, we are live. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Welcome, Mandy. Welcome, Peter.
Evening.
Thanks so much for coming, guys. It's great to have you here.
Thank you for having us. This is awesome.
I know. I went on your show. It was one of the big shows that I went on to promote the Lucent, and it's great to be able to reciprocate and help you guys get your new book out there.
Yes. Comics Gate is awesome. Like what?
I like watching your shows. I watch your shows. They're always really interesting. So
yes.
Thank you, man. Yeah, we try a lot of new things here. We try, obviously we talk to people, and I don't just when we get guys like you on, it's not just chill. I like to get to know you guys a little bit and your backgrounds. And then as well, we've done shows where we just talked about our favorite comics or like important comics to us. And then we have our party streams as well, where we just get drunk, and they're always a lot of fun for me. Anyway, I don't know about anyone else, but we've had people pass out on the show before, so they definitely do get a little bit lit. Oh, we've got someone else here too. Oh, Mr. Joe, Albino Thunderbun Fulton himself.
G'day, mate.
G'day.
This is my tribute to you for getting monetized and the Australian government for taking half of it away from you.
Yeah, they're going to be spending it on pellets, or I don't know who knows what they're going to be spending it on. I'm not actually monetized yet. I'm in the process. So I clicked the button this morning. I don't know if you guys know, but it seems like ages ago. It was like 3 months ago now to the day. The channel got struck because we did Stan Lee impersonation. And
what?
I know that's exactly
both
what
you
we
and
thought.
Liam's channel as well for replaying your Stan Lee impression.
I know.
An
I got his channel
impression?
struck.
Yeah.
It was a really good. It was a really good impression.
I guess so. Dang.
It was funny as. So, and we've got some people in the chat here. Boogie Bot is here. He says, "I think EVS streaming is taking away people for tonight's stream." Yeah, they're
still streaming.
Yeah, but I think it must be about to wrap up because I think the Jack show starts at 1:30. But then those guys are always late as well. So I was hoping that maybe they'll stop to get ready for the Jack show, and then everyone will flood in here. That's usually what happens. About like halfway through, the numbers will jump up like crazy. Okay, someone has stopped streaming. Antoine is here. Says cheers. Hello to the chat. Hello back, Antoine. How you going, buddy? He was watching it as well. Doug is a character. Oh boy, yeah. Some of the I was watching it while I was working, and very entertaining. Shane Burgess is here. He says, "G'day, gentlemen," and chat. Hey, Drew's here. How you going, Drew?
Hi,
He's lurking.
Drew.
Great to see Mr. E.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Have you guys seen Boogie Bot Comics' book? Have you heard about that one called Robert? He's around on Twitter.
No.
It's really good.
Some of the best art that I've seen in a long time, and he does he does really intricate and beautiful line art. So I'm keen to help get this guy's book in front of a lot more eyeballs, but he's still in the sign up phase at the moment. So
all right,
if you hear this guy knocking on your door, make sure you open up because he's got some good stuff. But today we're showing off. Hang on, I should have warned you guys. This is we advertise ourselves as the least professional stream in all of Comics Game.
That's everyone though, isn't it? We're all like that.
So if I fumble on things, here we go. Blue's just got something up very quickly.
This is the big piece from the Robert book that we have.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful.
And
that's
he's
awesome.
Yeah, and I was saying to him, he really puts a lot of work into his line art. So I was like, you should do a black and white version as well.
If you put good line art, always do a black and white version. People love that stuff. Yeah,
and some of his. Oh, sorry, Mike. I was just going to say some of his close-up panels. They remind me a little bit of the Iron Giant, some of the form language that he uses.
Yep.
And then there's something in the way he does textures. I can't place my finger on it yet. I know I've seen the influence, but I'm just not sure. The whole thing together looks great.
Well, when he goes live, we're going to have to get him back on, and you can ask him that question.
Iron Giant. You're not thinking of Stump, are you, Joe?
No.
Okay.
No, I see the Iron Giant influence as well. But anyway, Super Dead. You guys have been live for what, 6 days now?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And you're already almost at 8K.
Yes.
Oh, we've got another backer since last time I looked.
Good. That's always good. All right, we're starting the countdown. If you get any more backers now over the next hour, I get to claim them all.
Yes.
No matter where they come from.
That last backer I say I didn't notice. It was Drew. We were on the
stream. It was Drew. Yeah.
It was Drew. Thanks, Drew. I forgot to thank you.
Thank you, Drew.
That's always excellent when you go on someone's show and then they back you.
Yeah. Right.
So, like I was saying, with this show, and especially when we get people on who haven't been on before, we like to, get to know them a little bit beforehand. Mandy, how did you get into making comics?
Well, honestly, it was kind of happenstance. They came out with a new Rainbow Bright comic. And I had been trying to get my little girl into comics, so I went and I bought them. I think we got to like issue, I don't know, like maybe 6 or something. And I went on, the store to buy the next one. And I was like, why isn't this month's out? What's going on? So I started like Googling it, and I found that it got canceled. I found out about SJWs, which I didn't even know what they were. I found out about that. From that, I found out about Mark Waid and your boy Zach. And from that, I found out about Comicsgate. And from that, I found out Ethan. And it just kind of like got in a rabbit hole. And the more I saw about Comicsgate, the more like my eyes opened up to, that they really are ruining. I just thought that's what the world was into now. And I was the weird one. But then I found out like about Comicsgate and stuff, and found out that no, there's a lot of people that don't like what they're doing to comic books, what they're doing to, like TV shows and anything that is supposed to be escapism, how they've, crept in and they're destroying it from the inside. And, I really, I just wanted to be a part of this amazing movement. And, I thought, you know what? I've got this story I've been telling my little girl. I can do the art. I can kind of make a book, and this can be my entrance into this community of like-minded people that I can nerd out with. And,
This is the first time I've ever heard anyone saying they got red-pilled by Rainbow Bright.
I was thinking of that same thing.
Yeah. Wow.
But that's pretty much how it happened. And so I made a book, and I wanted to help promote, other people. So I just kind of jumped in head first and started up a YouTube channel, started promoting, and made a book.
When you say that you wanted to get your daughter into comics, is that because you're a fan of comics, or you just Yep.
Yeah. I've liked comics. Now I've had years where I went years and didn't touch a comic, but then I would get back into one, and then I'd go years where I didn't. But I've always enjoyed reading comics since I was, surprisingly enough, since my brother took me to a comic book store when I was little, and I found Rainbow Bright and the Star Stealers comic back in 1989, 1990. And since then, I haven't always had them readily available, but I've always really enjoyed them. And
no, absolutely. I mean, the first comic I bought was a Spider-Man comic, but the first comic that I read was a Flintstones comic. And I love that, and I still have it, and it's
Yes.
old too. It's from the 60s, and now my daughter reads it as well, and she loves it as well. I can't quite get it into anything beyond that, but you know,
we
kids
try
these days, what can you do?
right. we try, but yeah, so
Comicsgate needs a caveman comic.
a caveman comic.
Captain Caveman.
Yes.
There's
Doesn't,
in Chrono Mechanics. There's a
I was just about to say.
Yeah.
I was just about to say. RT Bear has a character.
Yeah. He is. He's something else, man. If you back the book, you're gonna like Oot.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet. Yes.
And Peter, how did you get involved? Have you always been a comic artist, or what's your background there?
No. I mean, yeah, when I was younger, I wanted to be a comic artist back in the early 80s, maybe. I started aspiring to do that. I went to art college, did all that. Wasn't really for me because they kept trying to push me to do, fine art and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. And I wanted to draw.
Respectable trade.
Yeah, I wanted to draw Spider-Man punching Green Goblin and stuff like that.
Yep.
So,
I'm feeling your story.
There was one particular lecture where they said, bring in a piece of artwork that you really love. Well, a print of it or a photo of it. And everyone brought in all this, abstract stuff and just fine art stuff. And I took in Watchmen. Was it Watchmen? Yeah, Watchmen. And got told that wasn't art.
Yeah, that's not real art.
Told I wasn't taking it seriously. Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, I went to university and all that stuff. And while I was doing that, I kind of got a side job working in a hotel and then trained to be a chef and didn't do art for years. I still did it on the side for people, if someone wanted something doing, or I used to paint leather jackets for people and stuff like that, all that kind of stuff.
Have you got any of those left?
No, that was always to order. So I'd do all kind of Frazetta style, chick stood on a rock with a dragon and all that kind of stuff going on.
Oh man! You should start doing vans.
I did do a van actually once.
Oh, nice!
Yeah, with a unicorn on it. Not so nice, but it was work. Yeah, and then I don't know, about 7 years ago, I thought, no, I'm getting old. I'm getting on now. I might as well try just doing art. Now that I might as well do it now. So I quit being a chef, quit the day job, and just went out on my own. Started off doing like merch and stuff and selling things on Redbubble and all those websites. Got some graphic design jobs, did a few advertising jobs, did a little bit of work in video games, and but all the time, it's like Mandy says, you see all the stuff that's happening with comics and movies and whatever. And like her, I thought, well, it's probably just me being weird. And then I just caught wind of Comicsgate. So I thought I'll have a go, and I started drawing a comic myself. Actually, there's about 7 or 8 pages of it done, showing them round, and then I got approached by Nasser Rabadi. And he wanted me to work on a comic with him, so we started working on that. It's all failed. We're not going to go into that. And I did a couple of bits of artwork for Tug, and he really liked it, and we got talking, and then I ended up working on his first book, which was nice.
That's
first
a great
book out
to be a part of.
Yeah, first book out, and you make over 100,000. It's like, yay!
It's worked
and then
out.
you realize afterwards that's because it's Tug, not because it's me.
Everyone has their role to play.
Yeah. So did that, and then we did. We just finished Rocket Girl. That's going to print next week, I think.
Yep.
And obviously, about a year ago, I met Mandy. Did a cover for Mandy. We've been friends ever since, and we've been planning on doing a comic together for like a year. So finally, we get to do it now.
Yes.
Super
that
dead.
Brings you up to the present day. Yeah.
All the way up to speed, man. There's so many. It's funny. This story that you just told, I feel like I've heard it 10 times now, which is weird because as well, everyone seems to be a graphic designer. You guys know, everyone who comes onto this show seems to be a graphic designer. We're all, we get I don't know.
Yeah.
We just feel like we're too pinned down by clients and customers and everything.
Yes.
Like, no, we want to just make comics. We just want to make comics.
Customers are not always right. Especially if you're a graphic designer.
Especially when I remember one time my boss and I worked about 4 months on a big brand pitch. It was a big $200,000 brand reinvention for a national carpet company. Pretty much the only carpet company in Australia. And then at the end of it, finally presented it. All the marketing, all the VPs and everything were all on board. Finally presented it to the founder of the company, and he was like, "Why would I pay $200,000 for something that my 6-year-old daughter can do in MS Paint?"
Well, there you go. I mean, obviously, you need to trim down on art.
And that was it.
Yeah,
4 months of work just gone.
I've had that myself as well. Yeah.
And all their marketing and VP people are like, "I'm sorry, we can't control him. You know? He pays our bills."
Obviously, because he's not paying yours.
So sometimes you get the client saying, "I want it in these colors. Can you use these?" And you're like, "Those colors don't work. They really don't work." But whatever.
So you were saying earlier, Mandy. So you were telling a story to your daughter, which I presume is Wart the Wizard.
Yes.
Okay, so you're like the next J.K. Rowling here. You're telling stories to your kids, and then you put out a small. That's how it started. Remember, they printed 500 copies, and they didn't even sell the thing. They managed to just get it into libraries.
You're actually ahead of J.K. Rowling because she's already you've already been canceled, and she's only just now going through that.
Yeah, she's only just now getting canceled.
Wow.
Getting canceled is a massive boon. We're finding out.
Yeah, they that seems to be one of their favorites. But
no, the parallel is Harry Potter started as a story that she just told to her kids, and she ended up turning that into a story. And I haven't read Wart the Wizard, but it strikes me that it's probably pretty different from Super Dead.
Oh, massively different. Night and day. Yeah, night and day.
Super Dead, is this like real horror?
Yes, definitely. This is mature. There is a lot of gore, cussing, very violent, very, very violent. This is definitely not for kids.
And you're good mates with John Malin. How did that come about?
I have always, looked up to John. He is to me, he is amazing with new creators. He, when I don't know, like my book wasn't even fully funded yet. And, I didn't even know if people were going to get what I was doing. John was like, "Come on, and you can promote over here." And he was just so nice about it. And after his channel got struck a couple months ago, I just randomly, I felt bad because there were so many people I was talking to that was like, "Man, I was really hoping to go on with Malin to be able to promote my book. And, I feel like I'm taking a huge hit by that platform being closed to us right now." So I DM'd John and I was like, "Hey, I was wondering, would you like to come over to my channel and help me promote these books and get more eyes on them? Because with your channel being down right now, it's kind of hurting us smaller creators, us more unknown creators anyways." Yep. And John was like, "Absolutely. I would love to." So John started, coming and hanging out with me every other week on my channel, and we just kind of got a little groove, like we're friends now. So it's nice.
That was really cool, and it was a hit for the community just because John always gave such great advice for campaigns.
He did. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. There were a lot of people that were, I wish John could look at my campaign, or I wish I could get some feedback from John. And I just kind of went out on a limb. I didn't know if anybody else had asked or not. So I just kind of went out on a limb because so many of unknown creators were kind of suffering.
Yeah, I remember that time. There was a time when, it was pretty much getting onto EVS's show, which was, if you're completely unknown, kind of probably not going to happen.
Right.
Unless you just have the kind of art like, it's like a Rob Willis style art or something.
Right.
Or John, who said, if you come out and you say you're Comicsgate, you can come promote on my show. Mm-hmm. So that they were sort of it for a while. Luckily, it's changed now, and you could spend your entire month pretty much going on to a new show every day.
Yes.
Which is great.
Yes,
but
which is amazing. But yeah, so just hanging out with them during the streams and stuff, we've become friends. So it's and again, John is one of the guys in CG that I just admire the most, because he is so giving with his platform and with his advice, and he's right. Like, he's always right too when he tells So
well, I'm gonna call him up on one thing. He said my campaign was too long. You had to scroll down too far. I'm like, John. If they like it by the time they get halfway, I mean, they can go up, no biggie, or they can just keep going. It's up to them, I'm not gonna. It's not a waste of their time.
I was going on for miles.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Graveyard Shift, and it was in no small part to the art in it. I thought it was fantastic, and it's actually in my probably top 3 books that I've read so far, which include Cyber Frog, Graveyard Shift, and Earthbound.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah, those are 3 amazing books.
Well, it was really good that John did go onto your show, because you ended up like taking on that spirit of what he was doing, and have been one of the best promoters in Comicsgate for certain. And he must have seen that early, which is why he partnered up with you. So,
well, thank you.
That's what everyone said to me. That's what everyone said when I was launching. You got to get on Mandy's show. I'm like, I don't really know Mandy. So it's always awkward when you're like, hi there.
Yeah.
Come on your show.
Well, obviously, and this is for the chat too, anybody that is thinking about making a book or, has a mailing list, just hit me up. I am more than happy to share my platform. That's, to me, that is a part of what CG is. We help we help each other. It's absolute blast to me when I get somebody on my channel when I'm able to share my platform and they actually make money, and I feel like I helped. I put more into this community that I love so much. So yeah, anybody.
Yeah, that's the experience that I had with you as well. Any kind of anxiety was just completely, gone away at the start. You were very welcoming to me, so I'm only more than happy to have you on my show. Luckily, we've got some more people in here now, so maybe your stream has ended somewhere.
Yeah, I'd like to propose a toast. I've got a spot of tea here in honor of Pete, and I've also got a glass of bourbon here in honor of Mandy. I was trying to think of something I could bring from Georgia. I almost brought a peach, but to be honest, I'm from San Diego, and the only peaches we get are from California, Mexico, or South America. So that doesn't really do much for you being from Georgia. So I thought, Kentucky bourbon is probably the closest I'm going to get.
That's so good.
Cheers to you both.
Cheers.
I'm not drinking today, but I also have some bourbon on my table as well, and I've just finished my tea, so I'll cheers to that.
I'm heading to work right after this, and all I got is my coffee. So, but I will drink all the same.
Jim Cox says spot of tea. Is that your go-to fuel, Peter, when you draw?
When I draw, I always have to have coffee, Coke, and cigarettes. Sorry, but
so
doing comics is not conducive to stopping.
Something to keep you awake, a little bit of sweetness, and then something to keep the edge off, the nerves.
Yeah.
Apparently, did with Dal and EVS just ended streaming. So hopefully we get a few more people in here.
I did actually try quitting the smoking at the start of the year.
Yeah, he was a dick.
Mandy made me start again.
He was an ass. I couldn't even tolerate him for 10 minutes. He was so rude. I was like, dude, you gotta smoke or just don't talk to me until your cravings go away, because you being a dick. So
How long did you try that for, Peter?
Oh, I can't remember now. A while.
it was about a week and a half, 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah, probably 2 weeks.
About 2 weeks. Yeah.
I just reached the height of it. Yeah, I've got to carry on just for a few more
Australia
days.
is notoriously fanatical about like anti-tobacco stuff. Like our cigarette packets have the most disgusting crap on them. So if you see them on the ground, you're like, oh, that look, and it's just like slogans everywhere. They love the slogan, "Never quit quitting," and it's just all like, and ads. It's ads of like some dad dying and the kids are crying. It's nonstop here.
That's awful.
We got it too. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's. I think it's not like that in the States, is it?
Not. I mean, we get warnings and stuff, but we don't have the disgusting pictures. There's a lot of anti-smoking commercials and stuff that are they're pretty bad. Like there's one where there's I don't know if it's a guy or girl, but they have one of those trachea things where they're talking through it, and this is what happens when you, and it's, I mean, there's those, and they're kind of like,
I grew up with like cartoons and comics. That sounds badass.
I'm lucky they don't play that ad these days, because if my daughter ever saw a person like that, she wouldn't sleep for the next month. She'd be like, what is that?
When I was younger, we used to get the Superman cartoon. Did you get that anywhere else with the villain Nicotine?
No.
Check it. It must be on YouTube somewhere. Check it out. Superman versus Nicotine.
Nicotine.
Yeah,
that's on
Superman
YouTube.
would like crush him like a cigarette. Like crushing it down. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. So you got John to do a cover for you.
I did. When I had the idea for the book, again, just went out on a ledge, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna be brave. Worst he can do is say no. And I'm gonna ask John for a cover. And so I braved up and I asked him, and he was like, absolutely, of course I will. And I was like us girls screamed so loud. I deafened everybody around me when he said yes. Because again, John drew one of my favorite characters, which is Cable. So I've known about John since like forever. I've always been like a fan of his since as long back as I can remember.
Literally fangirling.
Yes. And then now, like, so I used to get his books and I would see his name and everything. And now it's like on my character. He drew my character, and it's like mind blown. And yeah, it's just so amazing.
This is what I was talking about yesterday, Bandito. We're never going back. What Mandy is talking about here is where, if you come in, you put the work in, you build a reputation, you make connections. We're not going back to the old system of publishers and people in the way and people in the middle. When someone like Mandy can be a big fan of someone, and then on her second book get him to do a cover for it, I mean, why would you go back?
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't saying that. I wasn't saying the opposite.
Yeah, you were. Yeah. I know what you were saying. I was just adding to it.
Gotcha. Well, I am in full agreement. I think, especially as the talent pool in CG grows, people will be like, "Why did I ever think of being anywhere else than here?"
Exactly.
I still can't get over that. I get to sit and talk with Archie Bear.
Right?
I know.
It's
like, he comes on this show too.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know, 10 years ago that wouldn't happen.
It's absolutely surreal, and we get to have the kind of interaction you would hope for at a con, but more than that, and weekly, if not daily, depending on how often someone is streaming. And it's just, I've had conversations with Art both on camera and off. streaming with him for a while now. He is so excited, and other pros that have found CG and have been interacting with people and developing a good rapport with readers, they are so excited to be part of this because they never had that in the mainstream industry. They would get maybe a tiny slice of it at conventions if there's somebody who would come back to the same convention every year, and they were a great person, had a good personality. They would actually look forward to seeing that reader at the convention every year. But what they've got with CG, nothing compares. It's not even close.
Mm-mm. No, it's hands-on access. For example, like the guys in the chat saying that we need to tweak the logo a bit. Okay, I hear you. I will make it. We'll make it brighter. We'll fix it. And that's the difference between CG and Marvel. I listen to what people say. They're able to say, "Hey, Mandy, maybe tweak this," and I think that'll be better. You don't get that anywhere else, but with CG, where people can literally talk to you. Like everybody that comes in my chat. Unless it's somebody new, which, I'm so grateful when I do get somebody new, but I know almost every single one of my backers. I know, I know them, and to me, that is like the coolest thing ever that I'm able to hang out with all these people, it's awesome.
That was a surprising thing for me too when I campaigned, that every new backer, almost everyone, I recognize them from somewhere on Twitter or on YouTube. And it is really an issue, of when you're campaigning, you're going out and talking directly to people in the chat. And and trying to convince them to support your book and liking all that stuff, and you really do get to see it in the people who come back in. So this is your cover here, Peter.
Yep, it certainly is.
Excellent. I really like the way that you added character to the ground so that it's exaggerated, so that you can see he's really using a lot of force to pull himself out of that hole, and it's almost like carpet or drapery or something. It's like he's really he's imposing his will on the natural world, and he's dominating it.
Just exactly what Frager said to me yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Great minds.
I like the movement in the cape and stuff as well. Like it's almost a character within itself. It's like it's like a battered, bruised, and contused Spawn cape.
I love a bit of a Spawn cape.
It's awesome for composition and stuff in the panels in the actual book. For like framing things, and directing the eye somewhere. Yeah, great. And I love Spawn too,
much
so
dynamism to the pages and panels.
I'd say it's 50% Spawn, 50% Doctor Strange.
Very cool.
Now, does the cape is similar to Spawn or Doctor Strange? Is it a character in and of itself, or is it a costume piece?
It's just a costume piece.
It's just a costume, but I take liberties with it.
A costume piece that looks really cool.
So what would have happened is, our main character was at one point a valiant Superman type superhero, but he's been living in the sewers for about 10 years. So that amazing, sparkly, new, beautiful superhero outfit he was one time wearing is now, it's,
screwed.
It's not particularly clean down in the sewers.
No.
Right. So over time, it's just kind of gotten nasty and deteriorated and just cut and ripped and everything else. So, we wanted it to look, tattered and old and
As an artist, from the art point of view, it's just awesome to have something like that you can just mess around with. And brilliant.
So, Pete, as an artist, when you think that this guy has been living in some manky sewer for 10 years, do you kind of give him a few characteristics that are consistently gonna stick with him, or is it more depending on the context of the setting that he's in? He'll have a little more mud versus a little more blood.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking about it. I was thinking, he's been down there that long, surely it'd be ripped or whatever. But then I thought, well, no, it's a super suit. He's probably in the past blown through the sun or whatever, and the suit doesn't get harmed. So the suit's not going to get trashed that much. Okay. Not the first, anyway. We'll see.
Here we see him sampling a bit of the local cuisine.
Yes, yes.
Well, whatever's at hand, right?
Tasty.
Yeah. I had a pet rat. Making me sad.
This one wasn't a pet. It was a dirty sewer rat. So
a dirty sewer rat. Yeah.
The top panel there. That's not a sewer. That's a cute little.
Yeah, now we know that maybe every sewer rat is just waiting to be picked up and given a good home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You first.
No, I'm sorry.
I'm sure about the mange.
I missed this little beat. Peter, are you also lettering this?
Yeah.
All right, because the lettering seems very incorporated into the art already.
Yeah, it is. When I'm penciling stuff out, I pencil digitally and then my ink traditionally. So when I'm penciling out, I draw in the rough blocks where the text is going to go, so I can work around it. And
need to get someone with a really guttural voice to read that. Do an audio book or something.
Yes,
I've already said I want.
Blood of the beast.
I already said I want Mike Patton from Faith No More.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone ever played the Darkness video game, but he did the voice for that. He did the Darkness in the game. Fantastic. There's loads of recording sessions of it on YouTube.
Doesn't he have something like a vocal range of 5 octaves?
Yes, he does. He can do really high operatic stuff and then just like the deepest, growliest. Yeah.
That's impressive.
I almost have one.
I've got a few, but I do sound like Mickey Mouse at one end.
Mike, all you need to do is eat a few rats, and that'll drop your voice down a couple octaves.
Now, I always tell people, I don't know what it was. One morning I woke up and my throat was I felt like it was coated. And when I spoke, I sounded like the Emperor from Star Wars. And I just spent that entire morning just because that was always my favorite part of the whole Star Wars thing was those scenes with the Emperor. And I was just like, and now young Skywalker. But it sounded so good. Yeah. And I was so upset, when I, had breakfast and lunch and stuff and started going away. I was like, I kind of have that all the time.
Right.
I like you've got really dynamic page layout here. Like Blue was saying, the the lettering is it's really well integrated. It's really cool.
Yeah. I don't know.
You're right. This does scroll down a lot. John's gonna yell at you guys.
No, he saw it and he said it was fine. I mean, because nobody's seen a book by me and Mandy before, and the only book they've seen from Mandy is an all ages one.
Yeah, so
and I the stuff I've had published already have been kind of more cartoony.
I'm sorry to interrupt, guys, but I actually have to head out here. My work has called me early, so.
Boo.
Yeah.
Bye, hon. Have a good day at work.
Absolutely, of course, anytime. And great to meet you online or in stream, I guess, Mandy.
Yes, same to you, hon.
Yeah, great to see you guys. All right, hail the chat, hail Comicsgate, and we will talk all again soon.
Take care, Mandy.
Hail and well met.
Careful outside the house.
So who's your main characters in this story?
The main characters are going to be Devour and Omega Atlas will be the two main characters. Like these two people that you're looking at right now, that's Emma and Colt. Now they do play a key, vital role to the story, but they're not real. I would not call them main characters, though. They're the catalyst for what unfolds in the book.
And Devourer, is that the guy eating the rat?
It is, yes.
He's the one coming out of the grave, yeah?
Yes, yes. Yeah. Again, he was at one point a Superman-like superhero. Very valiant, loved humans, loved being a superhero, genuinely cared. He crushed the villain of the times, Soul Stone, and when he did, it killed him basically. But he's a superhero, and superheroes typically they don't die, right? So what it did was it did kill him, but he's not dead. Yet it constantly mutated.
Regenerating. Yeah.
Right. He's constantly regenerating his health. And he's all his like powers mutated. So he doesn't have the same power set anymore that he had when he was Captain Valor. And over time, his mind has deteriorated. He's going crazy. So Valor, where he would say his name over and over again to try to remember who he was, as his mind mutated, so did his name. So now instead of Valor, it's Devour, and that is that's all he thinks about now.
He's like Gollum.
Yes,
he goes down into the cave and loses his mind. Hey Peter, what's going on here? What's going on
there? I don't know.
What's this?
Well, if you've got other things you can talk, stick the ass in there.
Her shirt is pink. There we see pink elsewhere.
No, my mind's bigger than that.
Yeah, give the people what they want.
During some very interesting pages at the moment, but I'm not saying anything.
No, with Pete and Mandy, I caught part of another stream. I wish I could remember which channel it was on, but in one of those pages where the guy was coming in, I don't know if he's coming in through the window or going out through the window, but there was a TV in the background, and you had mentioned that there's something specific about what's on the screen, and I was curious, is this one of those books where people, in addition to just enjoying the main plot, should they be looking for stuff in the background as well?
It fills in more of the story. For example, earlier on in the pages, you'll see where the guy's drinking and driving and smoking a little bit, partying while he's driving. And, Omega Atlas shows up, and you can see from the page what happens. He pulls him out of the car, he crushes him, but on the TV, and then he kicks the car off into the woods. So the news is showing it as, a drunk driver. He was in a wreck, So the people of New Astoria are unaware that was Omega Atlas that had done it. They thought that it's just another drunk driver. He was driving. So it kind of shows you on the side the kind of stuff that Omega Atlas is doing that the world doesn't. The world who looks at him like, oh, he's just the most remarkable superhero ever. Well, he's dirty. He's shady on the side. So there's a little bit of that going on with the art as well.
Very little on the pages that doesn't serve a purpose.
Yes, I try to.
As the comic needs to be.
Right, it's 48 pages. I only have so much room for my text, so I have to use the art to also further the story that I can't necessarily make word bubbles for everything. So
we don't want that.
That's just very unhygienic. Having money in your mouth like that.
Yes.
Also, bullets to your head probably also not very good for your health either.
Yeah.
No, but
so it sounds like you got a bit of like fake news going on in this story too, with this guy's propaganda machine surrounding him.
Yeah, little bit.
I noticed.
I was hoping to. Sorry, Blue. I was hoping to see. There it is. I was hoping to get a glimpse of the infamous stolen cover.
There they are. Pete thought he was going to be sneaky, and they wouldn't catch him.
You're a sly dog. You're a sly dog. Yeah. You were trying to get cancelled before you even went live with this campaign.
And, I honestly didn't expect anybody who professes to be into comics to say, Oh my God, he's just stolen the Darkness cover.
Oh my God, you've stolen another one.
Oh no!
He did it again.
Peter, you can't just you can't just steal people's art like this.
No, yeah.
In case anyone who isn't aware, it happened probably a couple of months ago now. I don't know if you can make it out down here. I mean, not that this is totally necessary, but it says Gilmore 2020 after Silvestri 1998, and a lot of people might recognize this cover and this cover as well. And the people who were saying, "Oh my God, this guy's just tracing and copying art from people," all they ended up doing was outing themselves as not actual as fake geek people, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because to say, did you think you would fool us with Spider-Man 300? That's one of the most iconic covers of all time. No, I mean, come on, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't think you noticed that it was. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Seriously. So yeah, it was so ridiculous. And honestly, this is all my fault. I love the darkness. Pete was wanting to draw some stuff. He's like, "What do you want me to draw?" And I was like, "Oh, you know what I would love to see? Do the darkness with our character, because they kind of have a little bit of the same feel. It would, and I love the darkness." So Pete was like, "All right." And then a little bit later, he was like, "I'm bored. I want to draw something. What should I draw?" I was like, "Ooh, do Spider-Man 300." And yeah, so it was just stuff I wanted to see. You know what I mean? And Pete was
no. You were playing 4D chess because you knew they would come after you. That would get this is actually the first time I heard about this campaign was with the little Twitter storm, and it was very funny for a couple of days.
Yeah,
it's very funny because even the people on their side were saying, I mean, I kind of get what you're saying, but yeah, people have been doing homages since the beginning. So maybe this isn't the hill to die on.
Right. Yeah. Maybe not. But yeah, that was different. It was definitely different. But
I did stop. I did draw the line before I did, the death of Lois Lane and Supergirl and
yeah.
So that's your 10K stretch goal. So you've already unlocked a trading card.
Yes.
And this is a 6x9 print.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got another print at 15K.
Yeah.
I have a very important question for Mandy and Pete.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Mike. Could you scroll back up to the 300? There you go. The Spider-Man 300 homage.
Mm-hmm.
How many rabid fourth wave feminists came after you for your use of the word bra on the cover over?
I know. To be honest, when I was placing the lettering behind, no matter where I placed it, you ended up with bra. So
some things were just meant to be.
Yeah, I thought screw it, we'll just have bra.
I love your trade dress on this too.
It's really great, man. You did a great job with the graphic design on that.
Yeah, but you copied it. You copiers.
I know. Todd will be after me.
This is the Todd. Todd has nothing better to do than go after independent guys.
Todd and Silvestri, both of them will be gunning for me.
Yep, they're mad.
Doing homages.
So we're not selling it anyway, but not that it had mattered. But
what's this here? This is another piece of art here.
Yeah, some of the later prints on the stretch goals are.
Okay.
It's actually the full versions of each one, so it's not a split down the middle one. So you got a full painted version of Gower and a full painted. Yeah.
And I'm gonna fix that later tonight. So they are.
You shouldn't have scrolled down this far. Go back up.
You should have scrolled this far. When you open the candy wrapper, you need to know. You don't want to fiddle with the wrapper. You want to get to your chocolate.
There's a lot there. I know there's a lot there.
No, I did the same thing.
We did want to add the 12 pages fully done. Again, because as far as people know me from writing Wart the Wizard, which is so much different than this one, I kind of wanted people to get a feel for, I guess, my more mature writing as opposed to my all ages writing, because they are different. I obviously, I write very differently depending on who the audience
I hope
is.
so.
Yes, yes. So I wanted to show everybody and let them actually read a few pages and see if it was something, they were into, and hopefully, people will read it and like it.
Same with the artwork, really.
So everyone who backed Wart the Wizard is not your audience for this book? Wait a minute.
They are. Well, they are.
Well, yeah.
Just don't read it to your 4-year-olds.
Yes. No. Just don't read it to the babies.
And you're already got a step ahead of the SJW writers in that you don't just write exclusively for 12-year-old girls, which is what they do. It doesn't matter if it's a Hulk comic or a serious adult comic or whatever. Mm-hmm. So you're doing well there. I thought we just very quickly, because we've only got 8 minutes left, just run through your perks here. So you've got both covers. Yeah. I only can stream for an hour. Both covers. When you're having fun, the time flies.
It does.
And 2 sketch cards for $85.
Yes, and with those, the 2 sketch cards, you'll be getting one from Pete and one from me. So you'll get a card from both, a signed card from both of us.
Yeah.
Excellent. You've got just the book with the mail-in cover. I would imagine that would be very popular.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You've got the Peter Gilmore cover. It's just the book as well. And now you've got a T-shirt too.
We did.
Literally just been added.
Yes, we just added that. And again, I wanted a Super Dead T-shirt. So I put it up there for other people that want it because I want it.
Completely selfishly. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
anyone who is anticipating going to the
Magic the Gathering.
To the for the Fans Fest whenever that can kick off, could buy that and represent over there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We'll both be there.
Yeah. I think I don't know when it's going to happen now with all this stuff happening. I can't even leave my house, let alone my state, let alone my country at the moment. But hopefully, sometime in the next year, I'll definitely be there. I've never been to the States, so that would be a lot of fun for me.
Well, and
it's a trip here. Everybody talks funny.
Yeah, everybody does talk funny here. But you'll like Florida if that's where they're still doing it. So warm, so beautiful. Florida it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I was born. I grew up as a kid, a young kid in a climate very similar to Florida. I imagine a tropical, more tropical climate. So now I'm down south where it's just cold. It's almost, I would call it Arctic out there right now.
Oh
yeah,
I'm sitting here with the heaters on, and
we got 2 days. We got 2 days of 90 degrees, and now it's just cold again. I think that was summer for us. I think it's gone.
That was it. So you've got both covers for $45 for the completists. You've got original interior art page, and you get both covers plus the sketches as well. Wow, that's huge.
Yeah,
3 already
and we're
claimed.
only doing 20 of those, so that out of the 48 pages, everyone gets an awesome page, a kick-ass page with action or whatever,
Yeah. I did 10 pages for the exact same reason, just as well because I'd be doing the work after. Because I want to just have the very best. The very best pages out there. So here's a cover, 2 sketches, both books, $1,000. There you go.
A ton of cash because it's the cover.
Yeah, no, don't undersell it. You never know. People are out there. They got money to spend.
Dan Frager said yesterday on his stream that you're not just buying a piece of artwork. It's because if this goes on, well, it will go on like 5 issues into the future. You're buying an artifact from, So it might be $1,000 today, but in 5 years' time, who knows?
Oh, Jade Spider-Man is here and says Super Dead just needs $20 little to hit 8K.
Oh,
who's it gonna be?
Yay!
Nice.
Who?
Hey, Jade.
What do we have
buy
with
some
them? Hi, Jade.
t-shirts.
How you going? Thanks so much for coming over here, Jade. Who is it going to be? Let's see. You're at 132 backers now. So you picked up another one, and yeah, exactly right. Just $20. I mean, what's that? That's just one book.
Yeah.
Can that happen in the next 4 minutes? Someone out there.
Dun, dun, dun.
Who wants to be a hero tonight?
Jade
Yeah.
says, "Hey, Mandy."
Hi.
Doesn't say hello to me.
Oh,
Oh, there
outrageous.
we go.
I'm messing. I'd ignore me too when Mandy was about.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Yeah, so there you go. Fantastic. Another horror book. I'm seeing a lot more horror books. You know,
Yeah.
It's funny that you've got a kid's book and a horror book because I'm seeing a lot of horror books and kids' books coming up. So
Yes. Which is awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I really like I like when there's books that come out in CG that I can read with my children. So
Yeah.
anytime I see a kid's book, I'm like super. In fact, originally this was going to be a kid's book until Pete showed me some really good art. And I was like, no, we can't make this a kid's book. I can do so much with this story and with this art.
Yeah.
What? We ain't doing. So we are adding a kid's book on at some point called Super Ed about a superhero zombie, like that
Nice.
tries to help a cat out of the tree but ends up eating the cat's ear off, and he's a dumb zombie. So we are doing that because I enjoy reading with my children. So anytime I can do that, I jump on it.
Is it going to be?
There you go, Pete.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Is it going to be similar to John Malin and Mark Polton's Little Graveyard Shift, where it's tied into that world? It's essentially the kids' version. It's not exactly the same story, but it has those characters and it all fits within the same world. It's just for a younger audience.
Very possibly. I know that the main character is going to be Super Ed. And he's like I said, he's a cute little Plants versus Zombies type zombie, just really cute.
I got
and
you.
I mean, so I don't know how well I could tie those two together just because this one is so out there that I don't know how I would do that, but I think it's going to be cute. And yeah, it's something fun that you can just, add on. And if you do have a little one, you'll be able to you get your Super Dead, but you can hand the little one Super Ed and you can read that with them. And then later on, after they go to bed, you can go and read your, big kid comics. So
don't get them mixed up.
Don't get them mixed up, though. Or don't get them mixed up.
They will never sleep again.
Mom, this is scary. All right, who wants to give me a drum roll?
I suck at them, but
refreshing. There you go. 8K.
Two more backers.
Whoa!
Thank y'all so
That's
much.
a nice jump as well. Fantastic.
Yep, two backers.
Fantastic. Two more. Yeah, amazing, guys. That's so good to see.
Yeah,
I love seeing campaigns go up, and you guys have been a lot of fun, and it looks like a great book, and I love to see people passionate about their work. So thanks so much for coming on and talking to us.
Thank y'all for having us. This was awesome.
Fan of the show anyway, so good to be on here.
Great to hear, Peter. Great to hear. And thank you to Blue and Joe and Bandita, who was in here earlier. Thank you for putting on that hat, good sir.
I love that hat so much.
It was an honor and a pleasure.
Hopefully tomorrow when we do a bit more of a party stream, you can bring it out again and I will actually be monetized by that point. So that will be something fun. It's been a long time coming. And
oh my
Blue,
gosh, please make a tweet when you are monetized before you stream. Make a tweet because I want to come and send you a super chat on your phone.
that would be great.
Everybody's got to. That's such a big deal, and I'm so proud of you and so excited for you. So yeah, of course.
It is.
Yeah.
When you start a channel, you just think, God, it's so far away, when you first start. And it's a lot. I mean, it's been every day now for a long time. So it's a good thing to happen. Blue just wanted to let me know. He gave me a little chat here saying that he'll be streaming after this, and he and Poland, the other guy who's a regular on the show, will be opening up a box. What was it? Who was it from? Sorry.
Oh, that's part of the surprise.
It's a surprise. Okay,
Poland got something in the mail, and he's very excited about it.
And it is very. Now that I remember, it is something very good. So anyone who wants to go out, Blue has a really cool channel there, and they do good streams over there.
I know who it's from, but I don't know what's inside, and I'm waiting for Poland to message me back that he's done with whatever's occupying him with some other people.
Okay, so go sub to Blue if you want to check that out, and of course sub to Mandy.
Thank you.
Yeah, Peter, do you have a YouTube channel?
I don't use it. I'm always on Mandy's channel, so you know.
Okay. Well, just go sub to Mandy, and you'll see Peter, and you're able to keep up to date with everything that's happening with Super Dead and everything else, and all their other books. You guys are like pros at this now. You've done all this stuff. I got to catch up to you guys.
Yeah.
You will, and you'll be on your next time. You'll be like on your next book, and you'll be like, "What? I done made like $100 million bazillion dollars," and I'll be like, "Dude, that's awesome."
My 8-year-old would love me to make 100 bazillion, gazillion, jajillion.
Of course,
she's always asking for that.
Aren't we all?
I know. All right, guys. Thanks again. How the chat, sexiest chat in Comicsgate as always. You guys have been fantastic. Thanks for all the comments and the questions. That's been great. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think we're going to have a bit of fun. All right, we'll see you then.